Welcome back, audio listeners, to episode 17 of Too Stupid. I'm Danny, and I'm here with my bestie, Sarah.
Hello.
I want to preface by saying, one, I'm using my phone audio, so I feel like so much more is picked up on my phone audio compared to those little microphones that you bought from TikTok Shop like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to sit very still because, oh my god, is my chair so squeaky, but it's comfy, and I don't want to change it. I don't want to go back to my old stupid chair. This is like a nice chair I got from my mom, and I want to sit in it. So I'm going to try to stay as still as possible. That's sometimes really hard for me, but I'm going to really try. So if you hear the squeaking, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm on my phone too, and you'll probably hear Finnegan. So
I actually did
in the last video.
Yes, I heard a lot of Finnegan while editing that last episode. I also heard your mom. I had to cut out parts with your mom in it. I heard her talking, and I was like, she did not consent to be in this, so I have to cut it out.
And she was all the way downstairs. That's so funny.
Yeah, sound carries a lot in your house, though.
My parents aren't here, so now I just have the dog.
Perfect.
But I have a cold, so you're gonna have to cut out a lot of my sniffling.
Got it. Okay. I think I can. Whoa. They can't see what Sarah just did, but she did a whole full body sniffle. That was a lot.
I've been sick for 2 months. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, I remember you saying yeah, I'm sick again. I caught a cold. I'm like, wow. So everything just really hates you right now. Any updates since last episode of anything you want to talk about?
Just been sick. Had bronchitis last month. Now I have another cold. So that's been my life recently.
So not a lot has been going on.
No, I've been trying to get better.
I wanted to talk about the book that I read. I wanted to have a little book club moment.
Sure.
Do you read books? Have you read book lately?
I did start my book about Henry VIII and his wives that I mentioned in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I've been sick, so I've not had much of the brain power to read. I'm not very far in, but it's very interesting.
Okay. It's like a historical retelling.
Just historical book. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a historical narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that much, so.
Yeah, no, it sounds interesting. I remember there was a book that you told me that you didn't like, and I remember somebody bought it at work the other day. I recognized the title because it was such a unique title, and I remember thinking, Sarah hated that book, and you're about to buy it. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, hope you enjoy it.
What is that one called?
Copperhead Deepman.
Yes, that's what it was. 100%.
Yeah.
I finished a novel that's called, actually I should look this up because I want to get it right. I finished a book called We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. It's a thriller / gothic fiction. Okay. Sort of like mystery. It's about this couple, and the wife is in a coma for however many months, and while the wife's in a coma, the husband buys this really creepy house on the outskirts of London, and it's a haunted house that kind of possesses the couples that are there to murder each other, essentially. Typically not the genre I read, but I'm enjoying it. I finished it in to be fair, it was definitely shorter. I think it was only 260, maybe 250, 260 pages.
Oh, sure.
So shorter, but now I'm reading The Silent Patient, which is I don't usually read. I feel like how I approach books is just really random. There's never been any rhyme or reason for the books that I pick, except the only times I can think of is when a friend has been you should read this book, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna read this book. But most of the time it's just either books that I find, or books that I get as a gift, or books that I get free, or stuff like that. So, The Silent Patient, as far as I know, has been really popular. I know it was written a couple of years ago, but it's had some sort of resurgence because I was reading it in public and I had 3 people ask me about it.
Oh,
and I knew 2 other people in my personal life that had read it already, and they're like, you need to read it.
Oh.
So literally, yeah, it's like Heated Rivalry. No, it's not. Heated Rivalry is a lot more popular.
It's like, that actually sounds very different.
Yeah, actually they're very different books, and I would argue that Heated Rivalry is way more popular, but in my mind they're the same because so many people have asked me about both. What do you know about Heated Rivalry, Sarah?
Not much. I just heard that it was like a gay porn and then between hockey players, and I was like, oh, okay.
Sure, yeah.
I get a bunch of like videos on it from like the actors.
Yeah.
Like the actors.
They're silly. They're definitely silly.
Sounds great.
Yeah, honestly, hey, I did not read the book because it's so funny. We talk about there is actually a like national shortage of these books because the publishers did not expect it to be like as popular as it was, because it was originally a book and then turned into a TV show, right? So then once the TV show released, people were freaking out about it because there's, I think, like 3, 4, maybe 5 books in the series, not all of the same people, but like in the same universe. Literally, like, you want to go find this book, you can't. Like, they don't exist because there's such a limited amount of like copies because it is so popular. I don't know, absolutely crazy. I, for one, watched the show, did not read the book, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yeah, heard it's good.
I think in the last episode I mentioned an alien book I was reading. I want to clear the air. I hated that book. I did not finish it. I lost interest in it very quickly. And, you know, I was telling my partner the other day, I feel like I have an abusive relationship with this genre of book. Because, like, they're so silly. And, like, they bring me joy and it's funny, but, like, it's also so bad.
That's why I just have a hard time with fiction, because when I'm reading it, I'm like, this is stupid. What are you doing?
I mean, the ones that I read, I read good fiction, but, like, the silly, like, romance alien books that I read are in a whole different category, and I'm like, why do I do this to myself? This is horrible. This character is stupid and dumb and cowardly and, like, I don't know, but it's just so silly at the same time. You see the back and forth I go between.
It is silly.
Clearly.
Sometimes it's fun to be silly.
That's what I'm saying is, like, so I'm, like, reading, that's what I do, is I, like, read these silly books and also read, like, murder mysteries and thrillers simultaneously.
Something that's a little bit more engaging.
It's, and it actually has, like, good plot and, like, interesting characters. So I feel like as long as I keep up that balance in my life, it'll be okay. But, like, literally the other day I was like, the whole thing that, I feel like I ranted about this even before our big break last year. I ranted about, like, hating romance fantasy and how it started getting me to, like, really change the way that I perceive just literature in general, and, like, how people write books and what people write books about and how people consume books and where they get them, whatever. I picked up a romance fantasy book just the other day. To be fair, it was free. It was like a $30 book and I got it for free. But I picked it up, I'm like,
good. You have no, like,
but, like, I know for a fact that this is just gonna be the corniest, stupidest book ever and I'm not gonna like it. But it was in my bag and it came home with me. So I'm like, when did that happen? I don't know, but I have it in my possession now.
Talk about your Amish love romance book, though.
When was
that's the one you? I don't know. This was like a few months ago, but that was one romance book you read.
That's how you know how much of an identity crisis I was having. Because I was so sick of, like, fantasy romance. I was like, I'll read anything. Amish romance? You got it. What's that like? I could talk forever about it, but it was kind of a long read. Essentially, it was about this girl and this guy who were, like, 15, 16 maybe, and what love is like on an Amish farm. Which, it was funny because I looked into the author, not Amish.
Just making things up.
So I guess I don't know how accurate it was, but it was definitely interesting because it's kind of like this Amish love triangle between this guy and these two girls, and how, like, one of the girls, it's so corny, dude. It like one of the girls, but it's so genuine too. Oh my god, I'm like speaking out loud and hearing myself. I feel like I sound so back and forth. But if I recall correctly, it's about this guy who is, everything in their community is, who am I going to marry? Who am I going to spend my life with on this farm? Like,
You're gonna have a family with.
Yes, is going to have my babies? Like, that is, like, the big question for everyone, really, in this community and in this Amish community. And so it's this main guy, his name's Austin, and he's torn between these two girls. One, this girl's name, her name's Priscilla, I think, something like that. Her name's Priscilla, and she, like, would make the perfect wife, and she's great in her faith, and she bakes so good, and she's a little mean sometimes, and like doesn't like his brothers very much, but like she would make such a good wife. Then there's the other girl named Hannah, and he's like, Hannah, she's my best friend. I've known her for forever. Like, I can't. Romantic feelings towards this girl, I would never. You know what I mean? So it's very corny, very cheesy, and obviously, like, throughout the book, this Priscilla girl is just like a bitch. Sorry, she's just a bitch. She like ruins things of this other girl's. Austin's whole thing is like he wants to open his like own shop to like, but like open it to the public where like non-Amish people could come and buy stuff. And he's like, oh, Hannah's baked goods are so great and they sell so well. And then this other girl, Priscilla, comes in and she's like, that is not God's way. And I have organic foods that will sell so much better. Kick her out and let me run this shop. And then, like, none of her shit sells. And then, like, the store, like, does not make money. And he's like, I'm 17 and bought this house and I need to make money. It's so funny. The one thing I remember... Again, I feel like I'm talking about this for too long, but the one thing that I remember is the way that he breaks it off with Priscilla is, she brings her baked goods in, and instead of being like, I'm done with you, because, they were never officially dating. Like, it's all about courting and, like, who are you driving home from church service? Like, that is the big deal, right? Anyways, she brings her goods in, and he's like, don't sell your stuff at my shop anymore.
Dang.
That's it. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want me here anymore? And he's like, no, don't bring your whole wheat bread to my store anymore.
Out of here, Priscilla.
Yeah. So that's essentially how he breaks it off. And honestly, he's a total jackass to the other girl the whole time. Like, I would never root for this man. Like, he's stupid. He's dumb. He's so mean to this girl, Hannah.
Don't deserve him.
Yeah, exactly. But, I think they end up together. I'm pretty sure they kiss at some point.
Because like the first page, it was just like, oh my gosh, they stare at each other for a little bit too long.
There was an excerpt.
Really good bread.
Yes, I remember telling you this because there was an excerpt on it that was like, God, what was it? It was like the way that the author described Austin admiring Hannah was that, oh, she bakes so good. Like, that was like her number one redeeming quality is like, oh my God. It was like, I feel like it was the donuts because the girl, Hannah, had like a little donut stand. It was like something like that where she's like, oh my God, the donuts that she makes, that's wife material right there. No other qualities. I've ignored her. I've scorned her, whatever. But her donuts... marry me,
Marry a girl who can make you some good donut.
Yeah, exactly. It was a trip, but it was funny and it was very entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. But, okay. Talked about books. Been reading books. How many books did you read last year?
Oh, I have no idea.
Do you keep track?
No.
What? You gotta keep track.
But I don't keep track anymore.
That's like... you totally have to keep track. It's so fun.
No, because then it becomes like a competition for me. I'm like, I gotta do more. It's like, no, you don't. Actually.
More. Well, I track my books, and I doing. I don't do Goodreads because it overwhelms me, but I have like a little like reading list app. And I can like rate them. It's all like on the privacy of my phone. It doesn't like get published anywhere. get to rate them and like write a little excerpt about them. But last year I read 16 books, which I feel like is pretty good. More than I read the year before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you had to guess.
I average around like 12 to 15 usually.
Yeah. About one book a month is at least what I expected.
And that's not counting like school books, because that also takes a lot of my time too of reading. Is like, guys, the reason I haven't been reading, one, don't have the brain power to, because I'm trying to be healthy again, and two, I'm reading about ethics right now.
Fun.
I don't exactly want to be reading more outside that, because my mind is just filled with ethics, because that's the class I'm in right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't count those either.
No. So I have been reading, it's just not like fun reading.
Mm-hmm. And usually your fun reading also consists of
Henry VIII and his 6 wives.
Yeah. Fun! Oh boy!
That's reading I choose to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think it's funny how opposite our tastes are.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I read 16 books last year. I feel like at least, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 of those were audiobooks. But reflecting on the past year, I would say my relationship with the internet has changed. The more I grow, the more I get it with my parents. And I'm like, I just don't want to know anything.
No,
you know?
I
don't want to know anything, and I just kind of want to go live in the woods. But obviously,
live nowhere where nobody can contact.
Yeah, being informed is somewhat important. But I wanted to be, I wanted to focus on since this is kind of, because this will come out hopefully in the month of January. I wanted to reflect on the past year and some fun, silly pop culture moments from the year before, because I think it's so perfect just at the beginning of the year to talk about it, because again, when I listen to this show in like 50 years, I can remember like what was possible, and you'll be like, Katy Perry moon landing, I'll be like, sleeper agent, like, oh my god, 2025. Yeah, like, so I feel like it's a good staple in these episodes to be like, let's cover what happened, you know, the good parts, the silly parts, the weird parts of the internet, I should say. I definitely got plenty to talk about, but I would love for you to pick your first topic. What stood out to you last year, Sarah? What do you remember happening on the internet, in pop culture, whatever? What were you like? That was interesting.
You put a good segue to it. One of them that was on my list was Katy Perry going into space. Why'd she do that?
Sure. Good, valid question.
Why'd she do that? And I actually have Google pulled up right now.
Oh, perfect.
To figure out Danni, we had talked about this previously, and Danni was like, find out more. And I was like, no.
Well, because I know about it, I hadn't even seen, like, were there videos? Were there pictures? I'm sure there were. All that I remember hearing about it was everybody hated it. Like, was just hating on it. So I was like, find out more, because, like, I want to know why. I want to know what was posted. I want to know what she did. Like, what was this about? Because all I remember is hearing the hate. The 2 things I knew off the bat was it was only an 11-minute trip. Okay. So like from the ground to space?
From the ground to space and back. 11 minutes. Because, like, it doesn't take long to get into space when you're in a rocket ship, right?
Right. I guess. I thought it would take longer, but...
No.
Go fast.
Like, if you're going to the moon, that's going to take a couple days.
Sure.
I think. But to just get into, like, the outer atmosphere, like, it doesn't take very long. It just takes, like, a couple minutes when you're in a rocket ship. Because you're going so fast.
So fast.
Anywho, so fast. So it was only an 11-minute trip.
Crazy.
And I know when they got back, they kissed the ground like they had done something incredible.
Now, when you say they, who's they?
It was the group that went. So, like, Gayle King went, Katy Perry.
Was there multiple celebrities that went?
Yes.
Oh.
This was a large group. So, like, Gayle King is, like, best friends with Oprah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Katy Perry. Here's Lauren Sanchez. I don't know who that is. Aisha Bowie. Don't know who that is. Amanda Nguyen. Don't know who that is.
Oh, I know who
Carrie
that
Ann
is.
Flynn. But these are all like celebrities going into space.
I didn't know it was like a group thing. I thought it was just Katy
Oh,
Perry.
yeah. No.
This
it
was a
not
group
just Katy
event.
Perry.
Okay.
I think Katy Perry was just like one of the more well-known ones besides like Gayle King.
Sure.
Like everybody knows Katy Perry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then they got back and they kissed the ground because
they weren't on the ground.
Wow, you're so happy to be back.
So
like, you idiot. If that spaceship had exploded, I wouldn't have felt bad for you. You chose to go. I'm not going to space.
What do you think, like, one, how do you think they chose the people that went? And two, how do you think that initial conversation went? Like, was it in an email, do you think?
Well, let's figure it out.
Okay.
How did they choose who
They, as in what, NASA?
Space?
Sorry, I'm leaning back.
Yeah. And who even, like, was it NASA? Or was it, like, Elon Musk's?
Fair question.
No, it was NASA.
Okay.
Which, that pisses me off, too, because why is NASA doing that?
They could be doing other things.
Oh, maybe it wasn't NASA. Maybe I'm looking at a different thing. Hold on. Oh, Blue Origin. Isn't Blue Origin the one, too, that they sent the people down to the Titanic and that thing exploded?
Was it? I have no idea.
I'm looking it up.
What is that called again? What was that called? The
Titanic. It was the Titan submersible.
Was it the same company?
I'm looking it up right now. Hold, please. Oh no. He was just a guy who worked for Blue Origin, went on this submersible. So there was like the association. That's why it was.
Gotcha.
And then died because it exploded.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and rest in peace.
He did not survive that. But yeah, Jeff Bezos owns Blue Origin. Of course he does. And apparently it was an all-female crew, yeah. Which is great. Awesome. Let's maybe choose better things for women to be promoting.
Then Jeff Bezos rocket
blasting
ship.
A bunch of millionaires up into space. Can you tell I'm not spicy about this at all?
Right. No, I mean I think it's totally fair because that's all I remember hearing is people were upset.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just sounds like, yeah, you're just sending a bunch of millionaires into space. Mm-hmm. In the like facade of like, oh my gosh, big accomplishment for women. And it's like,
not really.
We don't need to be doing that. How about we take their millions of dollars and do better things to actually better the planet that we're living on?
Sure, out of all the exhaust and stuff you probably just shot out of that rocket.
Crazy concept.
Yeah, totally valid.
It doesn't say how like Katy Perry or any of them are decided.
Interesting.
It looks like there was like applications.
Oh, so like they were like, I volunteer myself to go to space to be a feminist.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, they can't. You gotta be willing to go. You can't just like make you.
To be fair,
get in this rocket ship.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever go to space if I was presented the opportunity. I'm not going in the ocean.
I'm not going to space.
I'm gonna stay right in the middle.
I'm gonna stay right on land. Mm-hmm. I've been to the ocean. Nice to look at.
From afar.
I don't want to get in it. I've been in it. I'm good.
Yeah. I actually never have.
Don't want to do it again. It's
cold.
Don't need to.
And salty, as I've heard.
It's cold, it's salty. There's things in there that you don't know about.
And they don't like you.
You're in their home.
Yeah, exactly.
So get out. Get out of their home.
I mean,
you've invaded.
No difference from us being on land, but you know.
We're also on people's home. There's also some other problems, but
Well, okay. Speaking of things that made a lot of people mad, I want to talk about because we are past New Year's. Um, Over the course of Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, the Stranger Things finale had come out.
Mm-hmm.
I love this show. I love the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching the show for a very long time. Obviously, I think it was over a span of 10 years throughout the 5 seasons that this show was coming out. And I watched it with my mom. They had volume 1, volume 2, and then volume 3. And volume 3 was just the final sort of 2 hour plus movie, essentially. Whereas volume 1 and volume 2 were just kind of like a series of episodes. Now, while I was on the internet during this time, the discourse among it was so crazy, unlike anything I've ever seen, Sarah. And I know you don't watch the show, and I know you don't know pretty much anything about it, so that's why I'm going to talk about it, because I'm going to enlighten
really
you
don't.
of
Yeah.
how crazy it was to be a part of this thing. Like, I'm so glad that I have kept up with the show, that I was able to like be a part of it as it was coming out and seeing what people were talking about live, because it was absolutely crazy. So, in my personal opinion, volume 1 was great, volume 2 was okay, and the finale was meh. Okay.
Sure.
It wasn't horrible, as some people said. It wasn't the best thing ever, as other people had said.
Sure.
What I disagree with, as somebody who watched the entirety of Game of Thrones over COVID, is people were describing, or people were comparing it to the finale of Game of Thrones. I highly disagree. Highly, highly disagree, and I think the spectrum in which Game of Thrones was on at the time and the way that it was set up, because, you know, the whole thing with, like, the last season being written before the last book was out, like, it was a whole thing, and it was horrible. Like, I have a great, reference, because I am a person who has watched all of Riverdale. So, like, I know bad storytelling, I know bad TV, I know bad movies, okay? I feel like my frame of reference is okay. The disappointment in which Game of Thrones was, however you say that, was such at an astronomical level compared to this 2 hour final episode of Stranger Things, okay? Let me get that out of the way. Like, I just don't think it is comparable to, like, this entire season of Game of Thrones that was built up for so long, and, like, these books had existed forever, and it wasn't even written, and we're waiting for the finale, and compared to the Stranger Things where, you know, it's, I guess they're both seasons, but this final episode is what everybody had a problem with, which essentially was like a movie. I think it was like 2 hours and 9 minutes, I want to say. But it's different, okay? Let me get that out first.
Yeah, I feel like Game of Thrones was so much more complex than Stranger Things.
That's what I've been saying. And so, like, when people...
like, and I haven't seen either of them, but
Right.
I still feel like knowing what I know about them, like, they just... One seems much more complex than the other one.
Yes, and that's what I've been trying to describe to people as I talk to my mutuals about this. I'm like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Although, so, where Stranger Things fell short for me when I watched the finale is, you know, me and my mom kind of agreed it was... I felt like there could have been more. The final battle, you know, that had been building up. I mean, the entire show, I would argue, but really specifically the last, like, 2 seasons felt, like, very short. And... it was a little corny, cheesy, intense at some moments. Maybe a little lacking on the writing side and more focused on the, like, visual aspects of the CGI and stuff side. Paying these, like, really expensive actors, like Jamie Campbell Bower and Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Fell short with the writing a little bit. And then a lot of people were also upset because the last 40 minutes of the finale were of the, like, core kids, like, graduating and, like, moving on and, like, where are they now and where are the older siblings. A lot of people hated that. Personally, for me,
Why?
I liked it because they
Yeah.
felt that it was
That's
just
like
too
the whole
fast and like
point.
too sudden, and that there should have been, because there was this whole thing where the Duffer Brothers, the creators of the show, were like, there are 5 confirmed deaths of the main characters. And I would argue only one of the main characters died, and we don't even know if they died. It's
Yeah.
left up to interpretation, which also people did not like. I personally liked it. Hey, if you don't want
Yeah.
spoilers, don't listen to this part. But at the very end, there's this whole conspiracy that 11 didn't die. The whole thing was that 11 died at the end because her blood, I don't really want to get into it, but like essentially it was left open to interpret whether or not she died. I personally think she did, but you know, some people don't want to think that, and I think that's okay. I personally like an open-ended ending, you know. What happened? You'll never really know.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like that. More people wanted like more people to die and like more crazy bloodshed, whatever, which like hearing me say that out loud, I know that sounds crazy, but like I get it. Like the stakes.
Yeah, wanting more like of that like thrill and the
Yes.
dramatics.
Yeah, I totally
yeah.
understand. I understand
can
the stakes
understand.
that you want. I understand like the drama and like the emotion,
Yeah.
because in all realness, you know, only one person died. You know, it's like that's like somewhat believable
Right.
compared to this all-powerful god being that they're fighting.
Right.
So, I partially agree with them, the masses that thought this. I feel like it would have been a lot more moving if some of these characters did die, but they didn't, which I guess is fine. And yeah, so the last 40 minutes are of these characters, like, again, graduating, where they are now, what they're doing with their life, blah, 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 which I personally enjoyed. Like, these characters deserve some sort of closure, some sort of peace. But then what happened? The part I was referencing earlier that I thought was so crazy is after the finale ended, the internet went so crazy with convincing themselves that there was another secret episode coming out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You heard about it. Okay. It was called Conformity Gate. Before I get into details, I was ranting about this to a friend. I was like, this means one of two things. One, this is true. This is the thing that's happening, and people have caught on, and that's like a really cool concept that, you know, the Duffer Brothers paid this money to like, oh, this is the finale. They paid for this advertising to like January 1st, New Year's, like this is the finale. And for that to just completely not be true, I think is a really cool concept. I think it's unlike anything we've seen before. Awesome.
That's silly.
What this means, if that's not true, implies that the ending was so, I don't want to say bad, but like so confusing that these masses of people are convincing themselves that, no, that wasn't the end. That couldn't have been the end. This is all fake. Why would that be the end? Like, that implies so much poor TV making, filmmaking, I guess, that all of these people are convinced that like there is this secret episode coming out. And watching the conspiracy videos, I guess, of people pointing out the evidence, I guess, was, you know, convincing to me, dare I say. I mean, people were going as far as being like, in this interview, the clock in the background is at this time, and that is January 7th, and that is the day that the secret episode is coming out. You know, like, it was so crazy to watch, because I'm on the side of being like, guys, this is not it. I can't admit this to myself because that's so embarrassing to be like, oh, this happened, and then it didn't. And then that just means you're unsatisfied with the ending of a show that's been going on for a decade. So I was watching all this happen, and I'm like, just shocked because it was so popular, going so crazy to the point where the actors and actresses of the show had to change their bios and make a post being like, all episodes are out now, watch Stranger Things, like blah blah blah. Like, they had to make a public announcement being like, guys, this is not happening. Like, it went so far, Sarah. It was absolutely crazy. And it just sucks because the theories that people had on how the show was going to end and what this meant and what that meant was better than what the writers did. And like, it just kind of sucks because then I'm pretty sure the Duffer Brothers did like an interview explaining like these plot holes and like what happened here, because there were a lot of things that like I had questions about even before Conformity Gate was happening. I was like, so why 12 kids? So where did all the Demogorgons go? So how did what was another one? How did Max graduate high school if she was in a coma for 2 years? Or she still had 2 years of high school left technically and was in a coma. It was just like things like that where it's like, ooh, like these are actual just genuine plot holes that the writers did not catch up on. And that kind of sucks because it takes away from the authenticity and the enjoyment, I guess, of the finale and of the show. But yeah, some of the evidence people were pulling was absolutely crazy. And I'm like, if all of this is intentional, that would be genius. But guess what? It wasn't. And it was just all coincidental and just kind of disappointing. Like, wah, you know? That's kind of how I felt about it. Like, it was like that sound effect. Like, it wasn't like the worst thing I had ever seen. It was just the waves of people being like, no, this episode is coming and here's why. Like, to the point where they had to make a public statement and be like, guys, sorry, that's it.
Not happening.
So that was, I guess that was kind of also into this year, but like watching it happen at the end of the year there was absolutely crazy.
Sometimes things are just bad and we have to be okay with that.
I know, and that was another hard thing to accept. All right, well, besides my Stranger Things rant, I guess, what is your next topic that you would like to talk about?
Labubus.
Labubus.
Labubus. Because what?
And Sarah, for, you know, anyone who's listening, maybe my mother who doesn't know what that is, can you give a description?
Yes, Labubus are these I've seen one in the flesh, and they're a lot smaller than you think they are, but like literally like keychain sized stuffed animals that look like little demons is the best way I can describe them.
In a bunny outfit.
Bunny, human, demon. It's very weird, which is why I don't understand the hype behind the boo-boos. I don't know where they came from. I don't know why they popped off, because they're not cute. Like, they're just not cute, in my opinion. Maybe there are some other people.
Lots of people would disagree with you, I think.
I know. I think that's a hot take. But I've seen them in the flesh. I think they're creepy. I think they're kind of scary. So I don't really get them. And the thing is, they're so expensive.
Are they actually? So, okay, I've never seen one in the flesh.
So expensive.
I've only seen them online. And how much are they?
Okay, so this is another hard part so there's fake Labubus. And there's fake Labubus everywhere.
Oh. This is a rampant problem.
Yes. Like, more people are getting fake Labubus than real Labubus.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this was such a...
Because, it's so hard to get, like, a real Labubu.
That's crazy.
Because they're expensive.
Okay.
And so, like, here, I will literally go to a Labubu shop.
Okay.
Here. Let's find some of the prices here. Because I just know that they are so expensive for a keychain stuffed animal. Which I think is just crazy. And it makes me go back to this, like, whole thing of, like, why are we doing this? Why are we consuming this? Why are we spending our money towards this? Maybe I'm an old lady by saying that, but... Yeah, so we have $30, $40. One of these Labubu, Mega Labubu 400% sketch, whatever the hell that means, is nearly $300.
It's probably giant.
Monsters Zamoma warm sweater figure, $50, 115, 50. This one is just the ring. It's $20. The ring is $20.
I think what we're missing here is that it's a collectible.
Yes, these are collectibles.
Yes, so it's like every single one is
But
different.
there's so many. Like, how can it be a collectible when there's so many? Yeah, so there's like special editions ones. So these ones that are going for like upwards of $300, those are like the special ones. But again, they're not cute.
And they're definitely a thing that's like resold. Like the business of reselling, I know, is like crazy with this kind of stuff, with these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that is even crazier. Like if I eBay search a Labubu.
Right, imagine getting this like $300 one from the actual like Labubu site, and then reselling that. People are probably selling that for way more, like double the price.
Yeah, at least double that.
Yeah, but I want to also look at origins of the Labubu, because I really don't understand where this came from. Like, why are they here? How did they pop off? Oh, okay, so it's from... Labubu originated as a character from the 2015 children's book series The Monster, created in Hong Kong. So it's like it's a children's character.
And we have 50-year-old men buying these?
Yep. So yeah, that's where it came from, was a show.
To my understanding with some of them, not maybe specifically Labubus, but like it's most of them are sold as like blind boxes. So it's like the thrill of getting a blind box, not knowing what you're going to get. Yeah. And opening it and getting the one you want or getting the one you hate, I guess.
Right. Yeah. It's just like this overconsumption and like just caring so much about certain things and like needing to like the overconsumption, needing to consume something, needing to buy something because you see it. I hope we leave that behind in 2025. I really hope we can somewhat lean into leaving some of that behind.
Not in our capitalistic society, sir.
No, but again, our world is changing a lot too currently.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
I think people are getting fed up with the way things are being run, and that's part of it.
Sure. Okay, I gotta be selective because I think I can probably only talk about one more thing. I'm gonna choose, okay, kind of relates to last year, kind of relates to things that I just did, but me and my friend Soleil, I think you know her, finished the show. Who are you talking about? Finished the show Riverdale. Yeah. Which we were talking about it. Not only do I think that finishing that show in general is like a very uncommon thing, like having seen every single episode, finishing it and seeing it all with the same person. Sure. I feel like is kind of something to be celebrated. Okay, so we had our own little celebration. It really holds a special place in my heart just because we had been watching it together for years at that point. And there are it's so hard to describe to somebody what Riverdale is like, to somebody who has never seen it, and like to watch it take the train wreck that it did is so hard to describe. Like, and not even in a way that's like the production is there. You know what I mean? The production is there. Yeah. The actors are on board. Like, it's all the same people. I mean, maybe not, like, writer, director-wise, but, like, cast-wise, it's all the same people. And, like, the story is there. The passion is there. But just the plot lines that these people came up with to put into this, coming-of-age, young adult CW show just baffles me. And is unlike anything that I know of or that I've seen before. I also know, things like Glee or Pretty Little Liars, I've also seen all of Vampire Diaries, I should say. But Vampire Diaries was, I would say, if Riverdale, this is why I like that I finished it, because it gives me a really great compass of what is good entertainment, what is bad entertainment. On my scale of 1 to 10, Riverdale is 1, Vampire Diaries is like at a 4, and then 10 is gonna be like, honestly, I don't even know what I would put at 10. But still, like, it gives me a good frame of reference having seen these shows, because I watched in real time, like, this show go batshit crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But with that, there is an actor on that show named KJ Apa, and in 2025, he decided to become Mr. Fantasy. Do you know anything about this?
No.
Oh boy. Okay. So, essentially, because Sarah's not really on the internet.
I'm a grandma. I stay off the internet.
So, it's hard to describe this to you, but I'm gonna try my best, because without seeing videos and stuff, it's like hard to even come close to what this man did. Okay, so the main guy that Riverdale follows is this kid named Archie. Are you Googling him?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm just gonna also audibly describe what he looks like. So the actor that plays Archie, because you know the Archie comics, right? That's what Riverdale was based off of. The actor that plays Archie, his name is KJ Apa. When Riverdale ended, he took such a turn in his... I'm watching Sarah's reaction to seeing Mr. Fantasy for the first time. Hang on. I'll get there. I'll explain it. Just give me a second. The actor that plays Archie, his name's KJ Apa. He's an Australian man. As Sarah does. When Riverdale ended, he took a very drastic turn in what he wanted to do in entertainment, okay? And he created this alter ego named Mr. Fantasy, who is an artist and he makes music. Hey, I have his songs on my playlist. The songs are actually good, which is great because, you know, the songs that were on Riverdale were not good. And so seeing his musical ability was very interesting. But the way that he chose to showcase it was making this alter ego called Mr. Fantasy. This is a man who is, you know, probably in his mid-30s. He wears a fake set of teeth that are yellow and crooked, big glasses, and then essentially like a Lord Farquaad haircut with a 5 o'clock shadow is how I would visually describe this to anyone who hasn't seen Mr. Fantasy. It's KJ Apa, but it's Mr. Fantasy. Never once has... It's funny because Mr. Fantasy and KJ Apa have 2 separate Instagrams, okay? He keeps this very separate from like who he actually is and has not once associated himself with KJ Apa. Like, he's like, these are 2 completely different people. He always stays in character, whether he's out in public or making these videos. Like, it is very method, and it is very, like, this is my alter ego sort of thing to me, okay? Because he makes no reference of it on his personal Instagram, you know? So it's just so interesting to watch. Again, his songs are pretty good. I think he has about 2 out. It's very, like, funky, like, 70s vibe, in my opinion. Mm. And it was just so jarring to see at first. Like, when he first started doing these things, like, oh my, is that KJ? Like, because he'll, like, run around in Speedos and, like, do weird facial expressions, and like the way he talks too as this character is very different than how he talks in real life.
He does not even look close to KJ Apa.
Right, like, right.
Not even close.
It's just so interesting to watch. I don't know
how he's doing this.
Yeah. Hey, he's an actor, clearly.
That's impressive, honestly.
But it was just so funny because I remember going on to the Mr. Fantasy Instagram and having like this one post, you know, also I'm very prideful to be here at the beginning, at the start of Mr. Fantasy, and like know his lore and like know what he's done. But you know, he's like slowly making his way up. He's doing things with like Robert Irwin. I think he was in the Macy's Day Parade last year. Like he's slowly working his way up and like making music. I don't know if he'll ever like... I bet he'll eventually release an album, but I'd be shocked if he, like, went on tour. But I'm waiting for the day that he, like, breaks the persona of, like, these are 2 different people. Maybe he never will. I have no idea. But it's just such 2 different characters that characters, the one being his original self, KJ Apa.
Right.
But to have just this alter ego, like, we were joking, like, all this time through the show, do you think, like, he was just working on this character, and as soon as that last episode aired, he was like, I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to be perceived so differently. I don't know. It's just so funny and so silly, and nothing I would have ever predicted.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of respect it, though, from, like, keeping those two worlds, like, completely separate, being like, this is, my personal self is going to be, like, my private self to me, and then having that character that you portray to everybody else being, like, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of respect it.
That's so raunchy and so silly and just just so separate from anything you've ever done before.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, but he started getting popular last year and, like, released his first song and stuff. So that's been really cool to see grow and, you know, get more popular. Get more popular.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know about that at all.
Definitely dive into his Instagram videos. If you have not, I promise you it's not a waste of time. It is very entertaining. Did you have any, like, last minute little mini topics? I feel like your topics are shorter than mine. No. Yeah. You are also being blasted by the sun right now.
I know, the sun is in my eyes. I look like a ghost.
She's lost her eyebrows.
Lost my eyeballs. Where'd they go?
But yeah, any last minute ones that you wanna chat about for our last topic?
Dubai chocolate.
Right, I forgot about that.
So fast. It's so fast. Because, listen, I get it. I've had some. Listen, especially, like, when it's on the strawberries. Okay, I'm really blasted by the sun right now. I love nothing more than chocolate-covered strawberry. Mm-hmm. Literally bought some today. Because it was like, that's going to be my sweet treat for the week, is the chocolate-covered strawberry. The little fixings on top of it, great. Fantastic. It was lovely. It was delicious. And I think we had it together at Zupa's. Mm-hmm. It was solid.
It was really good. But originally it's not with strawberries.
No. That's originally it's just like the chocolate.
Right.
Which again, I'm assuming is just as good. Because the chocolate's good. Have the chocolate on top of the strawberries. But it's, again, so expensive. I think the one at Zupa's was like $18 for a cup of strawberries and some chocolate.
I still can't believe you bought that. It was really good, though. We ate all of it, I'm pretty sure, but it was expensive.
Yeah, and, like, we shared it between, like, the three of us, I think, and because I think Soleil was there, too.
Yeah, yep.
So, like, solid. Was good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Just, like, you are spending an arm and a leg for some chocolate.
And is that the case with, like, assuming there's, like, a regular default, like, bar that originally got popular?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, so the bar
I have not had that.
The bar itself is also, like, the traditional, like, Dubai chocolate bar is also very expensive. But
where does it come from?
Same concept. I know it's probably, I think, Dubai.
I mean, yeah, but,
is Dubai chocolate from?
Is it actually from Dubai? Because, you know, French fries.
I know. It's gonna be like Africa.
You never know.
Well, please. But yeah, I've seen the bar too, and the bar is just like the stuff they put on the chocolate inside of the bar.
And it's pistachios and
katifi. It's from Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah, pistachio paste, and then like this, I can't remember what they're called. They're like basically little like hay strings, basically. It's just like little.
Yeah, it's katifi.
Yeah. Yes. So, like, it's basically, like, just, like, stringy bread strings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had those strawberries with you, and then I had, like, a little, like, truffle whatever that my partner bought one time. But other than that, I have never had an authentic Dubai chocolate bar.
Yeah, again, super, super delicious. But I just haven't understood why it's so expensive. So let's look at here. Why is Dubai chocolate so expensive? And I'm sure it's just like the products and the ingredients. I mean, everything's expensive now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so due to its premium ingredients like pistachios and tahini. Oh, I didn't know there's tahini in it. It's laborious, so they make it in super small batches. But if they're making it in small batches, how are people consuming so much of it?
Because it's probably not like the authentic version. Because I was going to say, I didn't taste any
So
tahini in the one that I had. Like, there's no way. But I bet the authentic stuff is really expensive, but maybe not so much the knockoff, whatever.
But why did I pay $18 for then some chocolate and some pistachio?
Why did you? I told you not to. I told you not to. Was it delicious? Yes, but I told you not to.
It was so nummy.
Gone in an instant.
I needed to try it.
Yeah.
How expensive is Dubai chocolate? It can reach $50 to $100. I have chocolate.
Well, the little ones I bought at Home Goods were probably about $8. So what does that mean?
Yeah. It's not real.
Probably, yeah.
There's a $1,000 one. But then I also think of those ones and I'm like, is that actually real? Or is that like somebody just like making chocolate and then like uppricing it and being like, this is real?
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, at least it was like a fun food thing.
It is. And it's yummy. Like, it's yummy.
A little culture from not America, maybe?
Yeah, somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somewhere else. At least an American take on another culture.
Yeah, well.
We love to do that. But it's maybe good to, like, spend that $20 one time do it again.
Yeah. Maybe not on, yeah. Just once, and then that's probably enough.
Spend $18 on a Dubai chocolate covered strawberries and then at Zupa's.
From Zupa's specifically. Just go to Zupa's and just get the one there if they even still have it. That's all we're saying. We love Zupa's.
Yeah, we literally love Zupa's, so just go there and it was good and then you can get your fix.
Well, Sarah, 2025 was a year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sure was.
I can't wait to listen back to this episode someday and be like, oh yeah. Yeah, and also Sarah is being absolutely blinded by the sun. The sun has moved. Blasted. We have been here a while. So we should probably wrap things up. But yeah, second episode of our little comeback here. And we're going to keep it going, keep it regular, because we love it. We have a great time, and it's a blast. Next time, Sarah will be hosting, because...
What the heck?
I guess, well, because our first one back was just kind of like both of us. This one was me, and then the next one will be you.
Danni said before, she was like, do you want to start it off? And I said, no.
Right. Technically, this is my episode. So the next episode will be Sarah's idea. Looking forward to it. Any last words? Well, that was dramatic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anything else you want to say? Before I kill you?
Before I come to your house.
I do know where you live. I can't believe I said that. That was so dramatic. That's not what I meant.
Any last words? Guys, if we're not back in a month, come find me.
Those are her last words. All right. Too stupid. Out.